Okay, so we are back on our episode of NBA 2K14. And the last episode, you know at the time here what it is. The Lakers beat the Rockets earlier. Final score 115 to 111. Kobe Bryant got 33 points, 9 assists. Pau Gasol got 27 points. James Harden got 24 points in a huge victory. And the Lakers continue chasing for the third spot in the Western Conference. So coming up next, we're here in American Airlines Arena in Miami. We're gonna be good one in the Eastern Conference battle. The two of the Eastern Conference division leaders matchup featuring Darren Williams, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett of the Brooklyn Nets take on LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh of the Miami Heat. That will be another good one. For this game, the Nets gonna use the black, and once again, the Miami Heat gonna use the white hot jersey, unlike the last game. So that'll do it for now. This is Andrei Kenshin. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here in American Airlines Arena in Miami, but check out some standings right here. As the Miami Heat are the first place, but already locked down the top seed and the best record. Brooklyn Nets while fighting for the fourth spot in the division, leading 33 and 43. Inside the heart of the Atlantic Division, there was Philadelphia and New York, along with Boston. So check out the division title right here. Brooklyn Nets, there are no game back on their loss column. If they lose today, they're keeping the division lead with share with Philadelphia if they want to keep it to win the game. So, we're back here in American Airlines Arena. We are going to send Kevin Harlan here in downtown Miami at American Airlines Arena. Anyways, let's get started. Enjoy. Here we go. Let's go.
Damon Bruce here, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Tuesday night basketball. It's the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Miami Heat. And now we send you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew. I'll see you at the half.
Hello everyone, get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. Someone will be keeping an eye on, of course, LeBron James.
Well, it's an almost impossible task guarding him. He's so strong and quick. LeBron is like a locomotive bearing down. You see why teams have to give hard fouls to stop him, because a little bit of contact just is not going to be enough to stop him.
Hey, Steve, a lot of contact isn't enough to stop the freight train LeBron James. I mean, he draws so much attention defensively, but what makes him special is how he can punish a defense for overcommitting, because I think his greatest attribute amongst all of his great attributes is his passing ability.
Last outing for Brooklyn, they won that game against Philadelphia.
You know, their percentage from long range that game was off the charts. It seemed like every time the home crowd got going, they just took the wind out of their sails with another three-point barrage.
Yeah, those bombs were really strong.
And Count Grabowski is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And they get on the board first.
Looking to set the tone early.
Miami shooting their first free throw of the night.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. I mean, you look at the numbers, impressive.
And, you know, I really think the hard work they put in the offseason and so far this year, really making a big difference. I mean, they've made a huge improvement in their shooting at the line.
Open shot, Johnson hits the jumper in space.
You know, he's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
You know, one part of Joe Johnson's game that tends to get overlooked, guys, is his ability to create space with the dribble. He's got great size, and that ability makes him the potent scorer he is. It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
And for Joe Johnson, as you mentioned, Clark, great size, and he's comfortable, truly, Steve, from shooting anywhere on the floor.
Yeah, and whether it's a spot up or off the dribble, he can go either direction. He's so strong, excellent ball handling ability. But I think he could do a little more damage inside if he chose to. He's got the body to be a good post-up player.
Now here's Johnson, coming off a stellar performance against Philadelphia. Good on the shot. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night. So the Heat, their last game, a win against New York.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense.
The Nets shooting their first free throw of the evening. That's good from Pierce.
You know, he still's got something left in the tank and in the league, but last year the Celtics already announced that they plan on retiring Paul Pierce's number when he does decide to hang it up. A well-deserved honor for one of the all-time great Celtics.
The Nets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Williams kicks to Garnett. Watch inside. And again, it's Brooklyn converted.
And they're nearly perfect from the floor early on. 4 of their first 5 shots they've drained.
And guys, Pierce has said it was his wish to retire a Celtic.
Yeah, I think it's a tough call sometimes. You know, the team likely is past its championship window. The rebuild is the logical thing, but for your veteran star, I mean, how does he fit in with that? Sometimes, you know, emotion gets caught up in your decision-making process, but you got to do what's best for the team.
Here's Bosch. Darren Williams picking up that last basket. And Bosch backs down. And the layup's good off the glass. Nets have gotten only 1 of their first 6 shots to fall today. Here's Johnson. And the officials call goaltending, so the reward for basket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
A lot of noise coming from these fans. Pretty unhappy with that call.
Well, you know, we've got a lot of amateur officials in the crowd, and not one of them liked it.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Picked his pocket. And now here comes Cole, leading the break. And finished off by LeBron.
Well, this is how you can... completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just a tough key, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
That drops.
Well, head coach Jason Kidd, that's a phrase I didn't expect to hear this quickly, but Kidd wasted no time. Only a matter of weeks after he announced his retirement as a player, he was named the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. And it's going to be interesting to see the transition. Kidd, obviously great basketball IQ, so well respected as a person in the league. I think it's just a matter of time before he really finds his footing and becomes an excellent coach.
And here is Williams, pulling the 3 from Cole. There's the bucket, good.
What a start to this game. The offense is both dominating.
Tell you what, feels like a game on the playground. Forget about defense, just keep firing.
The thing you notice right off the bat from the statistics, just his three-point percentage. I mean, it's a terrific number, and it's a combination of things. Good shot selection, mechanics are solid, and his movement on the perimeter is outstanding.
And you know what else I like about him, Steve? He'll do whatever it takes to help that team out. We've seen him take some absolutely gut-wrenching charges that a lot of other guys would simply avoid.
The Nets making a switch here. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Garnett. Saralenko comes in for Paul Pierce. Jason Terry, he's checked in for Joe Johnson. And it's Livingston in for Darren Williams. Here now a very select group of players in the NBA. Big men who can step away from the bucket and hit the 3. Shane Battier, number 1.
And maybe most of the time a coach doesn't want to see his center or power forward drifting away from the hoop, but that's not the case with him.
It sure isn't. I mean, not when you can bury the 3 at that high a percentage. I don't care what size you are. When you can stroke it like that, you need to use that stroke.
Here's LeBron after the made shot from Livingston. 5 to shoot. Aim for 3. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's got 3 assists tonight. Here is Livingston, defended by Cole. Livingston kicks to Plumlee. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
I don't know what's happening to their defense. I mean, they don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costing them. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks.
Gets it to go. Nets trailed by 5. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's LeBron. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. LeBron's got 10 points.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this high.
In transition, here comes Miami. And Pattier throws it down.
Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys. Yep, right to the rack.
And it's Terry off the drive. Pattier with the steal. And now here comes Cole, leading the break. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Looks like they're going to have one of those days where they can do no wrong.
Well, they haven't done anything wrong so far. Double-digit lead already.
The Heat shooting their third free throw attempt of the game. Good as it goes. Can't get it to go. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Heat lead by 12. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
Coming up this Saturday night, April 12th, LeBron James and the Miami Heat take on the Atlanta Hawks. Don't miss out.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Heat?
They've set the first half tone by really getting out in transition.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Chalmers and D-Wade are the guards. Allen out there with Shane Battier. And it's Bosch in at the 5 roaming the paint. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Singelius got the first basket of the second quarter for the Nets.
He was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Wade against Terry. Wade gets the bucket.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
Here's Livingston. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Beautiful finger roll to cap head drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys. You know, one of the things about the Heat since the Big Three has come together is that they've been able to find the right kinds of veteran players to step in and fill specific roles for this team as they've won a couple of championships now.
Pocket 6. Here's Allen. Rejected by Singeli. Terry with it. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Philadelphia. No coverage that time. Singeli's got 5 points now this quarter. And it's easy to have players want to join the Heat when they're competing for an NBA title every season. But Steve, even then, they find the ones that most fit their offensive and defensive philosophy. And that's when they're going to come up big for them.
Yeah, for sure. This team has done such a good job putting together this roster around LeBron and Wade. You think about Birdman in the playoffs last year. You know, Battier coming in here as a stretch four. They've just found the right players and the right mix. And that's one of the big reasons why this team is back-to-back NBA champs.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they have. If the shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Paul Pierce is checked in for the Nets. Johnson comes in for Jason Terry. Watch inside, working on Bosch. Shot's good by Bosch. The Heat leading by 8. Backing down is LeBron. Puts it up from 12. And another basket for Miami.
He is feeling a terrific percentage from the field.
Much has been made about the show LeBron puts out during games, but he also puts on a spectacle in his pre-game routine. Last season, he and others started pulling out all the stops and dunking in pre-game warm-up in an effort to break a sweat.
Wade outside. A 3. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. 8 points for Dwayne Wade.
This is great. Three-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
And Clark, you mentioned pregame dunks for LeBron, a devastating finisher. Some have asked why he's never competed in the All-Star Slam Dunk competition. In fact, I say that every Saturday night I'm sitting on that microphone. Why isn't LeBron in this competition?
Wouldn't it be nice? In fact, I think, didn't Magic Johnson even put up a $1 million incentive for him to compete? Yeah, it would be incredible to see him. I don't know. I think it's become almost a chore for players these days to enter, but it would be... Fantastic to see him out there.
Well, a lot of tough teams in this league. Here's where Brooklyn sits right now. First in steals, 12th in fewest turnovers per game. And they're in the top half of the league in shooting from deep as well. This is a strong suit for this team, knocking down those shots from behind the arc.
Yeah, Clark, this is a team that scares opponents because of that steals number that you talked about. They're so good at anticipating plays. They seem to have a good scheme defensively night in and night out. They know their roles. They make their rotations. They read the passing lanes, and they frequently get out there, make steals, and then get out in their transition game.
Well, a break on the floor, so let's talk about the league's small forward, shall we, for a second, and see which of them have led the league in free throw shooting this season. LeBron James third.
And knowing what I do about the guys on that list, I can tell you, they put in long hours in the gym to get those percentages where they are.
And that's what it takes, Steve. You know that better than anybody. I don't know if you're ever born a good free throw shooter. You can have some aptitude for being a good free throw shooter, but to be great, it's going to take a lot of... hard work.
We've got 1:08 left in the first half. Dwayne Wade on the wing. There's the triple, and that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. And that's now 11 points for Dwayne Wade.
I don't know if too many other players really have his level of concentration offensively. He seems to have that singular focus you need as a shooter that, even if a defender's all over you, you can still just lock in and let it go.
That's not all there is to say about him, Steve. I mean, he also is a master of the pick and roll. Get the ball in his hands and set a screen for him, and there will be an easy bucket after.
Good substitution here for Brooklyn. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosch. Lewis comes in for Udonis Haslem. James Jones, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. In transition, here comes Miami. Cole's got the ball.
What a crisp pass to find his open teammate.
Next trailed by 11. Outside Williams, Evans, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well executed possession. They controlled the shot. Nicely done.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And finishes it off with a one-handed jam. The defense looking a little bit dazed now. A ferocious throw down there.
Not bad for a player of his size.
Not bad at all. How about that spring coming out of those legs? I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a meaningless play.
And the Heat making a change here. Allen's checked in.
There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stuff. Maybe could have tried for a more... memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
We know they've got a nice lead. Don't take any chances. The simple one-hander is just fine.
And it's blocked by Lewis. 2 on the clock. And he lays it up and in. And that's now 9 points for Ray Allen.
Oh, this is getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this run going much longer.
I tell you what, Steve, it's already lasted longer than I thought possible.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Heat out front. They lead by 13. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. We're happy to be with you this Tuesday night. Keep it here on 2K Sports as we break down the first half. The Heat have the lead out in Miami against Brooklyn. They're on a winning streak, and that momentum's carried right over into this game. LeBron James is having himself a big-time performance. Seems like everything's falling for him. Not sure if he even knows how to miss. And the Nets, they've been struggling a bit. The story of turnovers hasn't been a good one for them so far. It's really hurt to this point. Too casual with their possessions. Leading his team in scoring, Joe Johnson. His field goal percentage through the roof recently, and he is on fire again tonight. And to look at the games being played right now. Out in Sacramento, it's the Kings trailing to Oklahoma City. That one just all but wrapped up in the fourth. And another game going on. For the Dallas Mavericks, they have the lead against the Jazz at Energy Solutions Arena. Not a lot left to be decided there. A big advantage for them in the fourth quarter. And the other game also going on still. A tightly contested game for Los Angeles up against Houston. Second half of basketball going on in a tight one. And that's it for now. Thanks for stopping in with us. It's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, who are all ready with the call. Second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And from high above, a view of downtown Miami and the American Airlines Arena. Welcome back, everyone. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
And all of a sudden tonight, he's become their big assist man. I mean, his passing was the key to their offense in that first half. Not something you always see.
And that's not a role he usually plays. One I'm not sure he's comfortable in, but they needed him to make some plays today. And to his credit, he's done it.
So for Brooklyn now, on the perimeter, the all-star trio of Williams, Johnson, and Pierce. Watch out there with Garnett.
Well, you know, you look at LeBron James, maybe more than any other player in NBA history, he's great in a way that transcends position. Size, skill, savvy, know-how. I mean, he's got it all.
I think he's been kind of passive today. And, maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
Pierce, the pass to Williams. Poked loose and stolen by LeBron. Puts the lead pass in front of him. That one goes. Chalmers has got 5 points so far.
So deflating for a team, or coughing up the ball at one end, and then it turns into immediate points at the other end.
And it's just as much of a boost for the team getting those easy points off the steal.
It's Pierce with the drive. Hits the button. He's got 7. And we can talk about LeBron's ability to really play any position on the floor. When you look back, has Steve ever been a player you could say that about?
I'm not sure if you could say that about both ends of the floor. I mean, there's a lot of great defensive players who could guard everybody. Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman. Offensively, Magic Johnson could play any position he wanted, but to be able to do so at both ends is what separates LeBron James.
And the Nets making a change here. Kirilenko's checked in. Back to Johnson for 3. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Williams has got 5 assists in the game.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Here's Chalmers. And stolen by Darren Williams. In low to Garnett. And it's blocked by Bosch. Haslam against Johnson. Haslam, it's good. Haslam's got his first points of the night.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. And defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Some high-scoring teams in the NBA. Let's see the leaders. The Heat third.
Yeah, what a tremendous year they've had so far offensively. Those are special numbers they're putting up.
So unfortunately, it got delayed today because I was eating food tonight. So that was delay issues tonight since it was not. That will hopefully they will find out that we did later on today for CapCut. So don't really find out here. We'll be right back for after that. That will be for the end of the game. So we'll see about that as the Miami Heat lead over the Brooklyn Nets 68-53. We'll resume here and let's get back. Enjoy.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Johnson against Allen. Johnson, good.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
And Allen backs in. Lewis. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Lewis has got his second basket of the night.
Nicely done. They just continue to dominate inside. That's 10 points in a row in the lane.
It's now purely, here it comes. See if you can stop it.
Outside Williams. Three-pointer. And the Nets another three. Right around 3 minutes into the second half.
You know, Darren Williams is so strong and so poised in the post. I'd like to see him down on the block a little bit more often. There are very few point guards in this league who really have the strength to deal with Williams in a post-up situation.
He dishes it to Johnson. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got his 6th assist on the night. And the Heat call time here. And for Darren Williams, he is very versatile.
Yeah, he can pass it, shoot it, drive it, kills you with the crossover, and he's got excellent size that allows him to back you down, too. He can put you in the washing machine and take you for a spin every now and then.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Andrei Blatch, he's checked in for Plumlee. And Pierce subbed in for Andrei Kirilenko. Williams dishes to Johnson. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Johnson's got 10 points here in the second half.
This quarter has brought out the best in him, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
107 left in the third quarter. Allen outside. 4 on the shot clock. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. And a chance for just a second to check out the strong breakdown for the Heat.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Kevin Garnett, who's checked in for Evans. Terry comes in for Joe Johnson. And it's Livingston in for Darren Williams. And Cole kicks to Odom. He gets the shot to fall, and the defender wasn't set. He's called for the block and a three-point play chance here.
Yeah, what he gives his team, to me, guys, is a defensive anchor in the paint. Someone who can clog the lane and really block a lot of shots.
And it's so important to have that kind of player, Steve. I mean, very few teams can boast a man with his prowess as a shot blocker.
Here's Blatch. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Livingston's got 3 assists in the game. The drive by Allen. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Allen's got 8 points in the quarter.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear. Look out, guys. I mean, I think there's a lot more where that came from. And he gets it going like this. It is not easy to slow him down.
Here's Cole. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Cole's got 10.
And I like that move to the hoop. You use your speed, go around the bigger defender.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Heat lead by 17. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter.
Tune in this Thursday, April 10th. The Denver Nuggets go up against Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Hoops action.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Nets trail by 17. On the wings is D. Wade and LeBron James. Haslam and Bosh up front. And it's Chalmers in at the one spot. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Garnett's gone 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. Kevin Garnett with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Johnson. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Johnson's got 23.
Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over. You know, guys, that's what he does. He just loves to play that kind of attacking basketball.
Terry with it. Wade picks him up. Pulls up on the wing. And there's Joe Johnson on the assist by Terry. 25 points for Joe Johnson.
Well, for one, he hasn't let him down. I mean, but a few other guys need to pick up the pace if they're going to be good.
And stolen by Chalmers. Who kicks it to Bosh. Kevin Garnett with the steal. And the shot is good.
You know, size-wise, this is not a great one-on-one matchup for him, but he got that shot to go.
But you wouldn't know about how he finished. That's a nice hoop there. He's their go-to guy. When he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Timeout called the Nets. The Heat beat them last time when these two teams met down in South Florida.
Yeah, I thought their defense in that game was about as shaky as it could be. At home, you know, that kind of defense isn't going to cut it. Never mind if you're on the road.
They really look tired to me, and I don't know if they had travel issues or if they were out too late, but something was amiss because they had no energy.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to listen in on what the Nets coach is going over with his team. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
And as always, Doris, thank you.
And he's doing all he can to keep his team in the game. Hasn't missed a single shot.
Timeout called the Heat. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. Wade gets the bucket.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Williams attacking. Blocked. Wade against Johnson. A stupendous finish in traffic. 6 points for Chris Bosh.
Boy, a big man with very soft hands and a nice touch around the hoop.
Williams with the ball. Now defended by Mario Chalmers. Johnson gets the bucket.
It seems like so many teams try to ignore that mid-range jumper, but they're using it well, and it's opening up their offense for them.
Has definitely given the defenders something extra to have to worry about.
Here's Haslam. Yes, it's LeBron picking up the assist. And the Heat lead by 15.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Shots good by Bosh. Bosh has got 10 points in just the second half. The Heat leading by 13. Wade passes to LeBron. Garnett with the block. Out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
19 seconds on the shot clock. 19.
For the Nets, this one not looking good. Here's Johnson. Gets it to go. Johnson's got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, that shot keeps them at 100% from the field this quarter.
That cuts the lead to single digits.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And it's not necessarily strategic, Hart. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Gotta play hard, guys.
That was a smart pass by Wade that time.
Nets trail by 12. Joe Johnson on the wing. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
He has not lost his focus today. Even when things haven't gone his team's way, he's still bringing it.
And the jam by Udonis.
Come on now, young fella. Watch out. You might bring that whole basket down on top of it.
I didn't think he was ever going to let go of the rim.
He's just enjoying the moment up there. Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
And the shot is good. And that's now 33 points for Joe Johnson.
Boy, talk about a game closer. He's on fire here in the fourth quarter.
Not only on fire, but I think he might be unguardable. I mean, 6 for 6 so far in the fourth.
Man, finding the open man every trip down the floor.
Certainly seems like he's doing that, Steve. I mean, it's been a great passing day for him.
Williams against Chalmers. Back to Bloch. On the wing. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead. On one hand, so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth. Even on a power finish like that.
Well, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish. It's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
And here are the Heat now. 17 points was their biggest margin. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play. Mario Chalmers shooting. That's on Paul Pierce. Brooklyn's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. There's Williams with the 3, gets it to go.
there is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
LeBron's shot is good.
Boy, they're extending their lead. It kind of feels like they're just piling on here as we come to an end.
Well, hey, let's just call it what it is. They are trying to run it up on him.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Wade against Johnson, and it's Wade penetrating. It's tipped.
Well, it looks like their comeback hopes are out the window. I think this lead is safe now.
Yep, this one's a done deal.
And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
So Miami takes this one by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr endorsement, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan player of the game, LeBron James.
Big close finish, but the Nets try to fight back in the fourth quarter but fell short to the Miami Heat as they win for Miami 114 to 103. LeBron James got 27 points with 8 assists, 22 points and 10 assists for Dwayne Wade. On the other hand, for Brooklyn, Joe Johnson got 33 points, Andrei Blatch got 20 points, Darren Williams got 15 and 10. We're now on to check out some division standings right here in the East. But the Philadelphia 76ers still have the shot they're keeping for the Atlantic Division as the Sixers trying to go there to try to keep the first place spot for Brooklyn as they approaching the playoffs right here. The only worst record in the NBA, that will be a losing record here. There's the standings right now. No game back for Miami, but Brooklyn have 30 games back for Philadelphia and New York to keep in the playoff push. That's right, so it's gonna be a good game here now. So a good matchup here, a great game. So April 9, we're heading right now. So we're gonna check out upcoming games here. We got Detroit, Cleveland, Brooklyn, Orlando, Philadelphia, Toronto, Charlotte, Washington, and our first game of the night here in Phoenix Forum. It was the Miami Heat take on the Memphis Grizzlies here at Phoenix Forum. So we got the Indiana, Milwaukee, Chicago, Minnesota, Phoenix, New Orleans, Houston, Denver, Sacramento, Portland, Boston, Atlanta, and Oklahoma City against the Clippers. So that will be a great one. Here's the road to the playoffs right here. So down to 7 days left before the end of the regular season and 10 days left before the start of the playoffs. So check out the next game here. Up here we have the Pistons, Caps, and Pistons win. 23 points for Kyrie Irving. Rick Marone got 30 points and 8 rebounds. Other hand, the Nets and the Magic, and the Nets win, keeping the title on the hopes alive. So Jermaine Nelson got 33 points. Darren Williams got 28. Pierce got 21. Other side, we got Sixers and the Raptors. Sixers try keeping the division. No. So the Raptors win, 32 points for DeMar DeRozan, 18 and 18 for Kyle Lowry, and Landry Fields got 14, right? 18 points for Jason Richardson. And finally Charlotte and Washington, and Charlotte somehow pulled up and managed to defeat the Wizards. 32 points for Nene. John Wall got 18-13. And the other hand, Al Jefferson got 33. That was exciting. So we're gonna check out the playoff picture right now. Miami Heat keeping the top spot, so unfortunately we're going to get into playoff push. Will be upcoming home court advantage. So down to 5 games left. Chicago, Detroit are down the last 3. So the 51-28 here. Brooklyn, Indiana, Washington, Atlanta, Orlando. So down to the last 3 alongside with Cleveland. With the other hand in the Western Conference, Houston, Oklahoma, Dallas are also down to the last 3. Lakers, Spurs, Clippers, Warriors, Grizzlies, then the Hornets, Timberwolves, and also that right here. So down to the last 3 there was Detroit, Cleveland, and Dallas. That will be a get into the playoff push. So that was the last 3 games for the Mavericks to face against the Spurs, against the Suns, and then 4 days off for the face against the Memphis. We have more importantly here on ESPN Wednesday, Dallas, Memphis, and Lakers, Spurs. That could be a matchup here, the good one. That will be a clinch it on the line. So the Lakers, how many games remaining here? What the Lakers now to do? So the Lakers 49-29, so trying to hopefully a good one, a potential first round matchup with the Spurs. Looking for the playoff push continue. And the Detroit are the last 3 again. That was the Cleveland, Detroit are the last 3 they face against Chicago, Toronto, and Oklahoma. And then final is Cleveland. There will be also last 3, and also on the bye week again Milwaukee, Boston, and Brooklyn to get in the playoffs. So it's gonna be clicking the playoff begins here. That will be the playoff push on the line. The road to the playoffs here in the playoff will begin on April 19th. So next game on the other hand, tomorrow we have another double here. We enter the Phoenix Forum in Memphis. The interconference matchup here, we got LeBron James, Dwayne Wade of the Miami Heat take on Marc Gasol and Mike Conley of the Memphis Grizzlies. But more importantly, Miami Heat, they will be using the red hot zone tonight. There will be another jersey for this game. That will be another good one here in Memphis, and followed by the second game here in Staples Center. Again, we got another Staples Center. So we got another clash of the Western Conference duo, featuring Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder take on Chris Paul and Blake Griffin of the LA Clippers. So that'll do it for now. This is Andrei Kenshin, and congratulations to 2025 Summer League champion Charlotte Hornets on a chance to win here to the play. So the NBA basketball season's over. It means the time the off season begins to continue. That will be for right now. So we're going back to football as we approach the NFL. We'll resume as the playoff predictions will coming soon now, or it might be the post-win will be cancelled soon. So once again, this is Andrei Kenshin. Say so long for American Airlines Arena in Miami, as the Heat beat the Nets 114 to 103. Once again, this is Andrei Kenshin. Say so long from American Airlines Arena in Miami. We'll see you tomorrow. We got the Miami Heat and the Memphis Grizzlies, followed by the Oklahoma City Thunder take on the LA Clippers. Sign up and peace out. Good night, and reminder, we'll see you tomorrow for the first game here in the FedEx Forum. It will be the Miami Heat take on the Memphis Grizzlies game here in Memphis, followed by the second game here at the Staples Center for the Oklahoma City Thunder take on the Los Angeles Clippers. Sign up and peace out. Good night, and thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.